Today we're talking about how to buy a profitable franchise on Boomer Life. That's boomerlife.net. So Dunkin Donuts is up today. This is one of the more popular ones in the country. Dunkin's, formerly known as Dunkin Donuts, is a classic stop for your morning coffee, donuts, or breakfast sandwich. The business was originally founded in Massachusetts as Open Kettle, and then in the 1950s began to expand and franchise, kind of like McDonald's. The company was eventually acquired by Baskin-Robbins in 1990. Both of these brands became subsidiaries of the Dunkin brands in 2005 and are now part of Inspire Brands, which is focused as a beverage-led company. Dunkin has over 13,000 locations worldwide and is the largest coffee and donut shop in the world. Dunkin franchisees enjoy a massive brand recognition, especially in the Northeastern US, where the donut shop is like a cultural institution. But unfortunately, like McDonald's, buying a Dunkin franchise requires serious cash up front. A potential franchise owner must demonstrate at least $250,000, $250,000 in liquid, non-borrowed assets, and a net worth of at least $500,000 for every store they are looking to purchase. Some states have higher requirements than others. This number can vary. And Dunkin also offers incentives in the way of discounted franchise fees for certain investors, such as entrepreneurs who plan to open several franchises and those who plan on opening a store in a developing area, and also for qualified veterans. So how much does it cost to acquire a Dunkin Donuts? The initial franchise fee alone runs between $40,000 and $90,000, and the initial investment can run from anywhere from $100,000 to $1.5 million. Right now, there are special incentives for multi-store operators in Little Rock, Arkansas, and Jackson, Mississippi, which include special development incentives. And I've put a link on here for you to visit their site if you want to look into that. So how much can you make? The average Dunkin franchise is getting around a little over $500,000 to $1.3 million in sales per year. This results in the average Dunkin franchise owner to have an annual salary of around $124,000 per store, or approximately $10,000 per month. Now, of course, this will vary depending on the type of store hosted, such as a regular freestanding store, drive-through, gas station, etc., and also by the amount of foot traffic. This income by owner breaks down to around $60 an hour for the amount of time an owner must spend in each store, depending upon trusted management. So what should you consider? Well, type of franchise, first of all. There are several different types you can open, whether it's a freestanding store, inline shopping center, or a non-traditional location such as part of a gas station or convenience store. Some even have the option of opening a drive-through for their franchise. Each of these choices will have pros and cons that may pose challenges for some franchise owners, but the profits will tell you another story. For instance, drive-thrus greatly impact business in a positive light, especially in suburbs or busy town areas where people are driving. It offers choices so customers don't need to get out of their cars or find parking to grab a cup of coffee and a donut. The location may greatly affect the type of franchise you want to open. Dunkin has the benefit of being able to expand and be located in various places. As mentioned earlier, they can be even inside a gas station or a convenience store. They can also be part of a college campus, airport, mass transit terminals, and other things. There's always someone looking for a quick cup of coffee and a bite to eat that goes along well with it, especially in the morning when they're on their way to work or on their way to school. So financing. Finances are obviously something that will have the biggest impact on anybody's profit margin. If you already have a decent foundation, you won't need to worry about loans or interest rates, and you can invest in new avenues that can increase your profits. Most franchise owners aren't in that situation, however, and Dunkin requires a bit of a deep pocket for the initial investment, so some people may have to grab a loan, and a portion of their profits will have to go back to paying that off. So, what are the advantages of owning a Dunkin' franchise? There are several. First of all, is brand authority, and over 13,000 locations internationally, gathering a huge and loyal customer base. Catering to the staple of coffee and donuts simplifies many people's destinations since they usually have to go to one shop for donuts and another for a decent cup of coffee. Corporate also provides a wide range of resources that franchise owners have access to. When you first start your store, they're able to help you launch a grand opening with specialized marketing and research for the best location. They also have online courses and training programs for new hires, and if you have questions about how to manage your business. Even if coffee and donuts are not your specialties, the brand provides you with everything you need to get started. Dunkin' has support lines and field ops for your convenience. They'll not only support you at the start and opening of your franchise, but throughout your years of partnership. Due to the specialty of donuts and coffee, Dunkin' also has the choice of providing drive-through service for the convenience of their customers. And this obviously attracts a larger customer base, and it benefits both parties, creating more options for customers and more revenue and prestige for Dunkin'. According to reports, adding a drive-through window can add between 2 and 300,000 in annual sales for one Dunkin' location. Dunkin' also stays on top of the game. They have with people leaning for more healthier options. Dunkin' has adapted its menus with reduced fat muffins, egg white flatbread sandwiches, and sugar-free flavor shots for coffee. With new items that follow the latest trends, more people will be inclined to stay loyal customers of Dunkin' Donuts. The company is continuously working on their brand as well, partnering with JetBlue, Coca-Cola, and other major brands to boost their marketing and publicity. So the major advantages of a Dunkin' is international presence and marketing strategy, plentiful corporate resources, lead in the donut and coffee franchises, versatility in store functions with drive-thrus, and a built-in audience with 98% of the U.S. population being aware of the brand. So what are the challenges? Well, you have limited creativity in terms of how you operate and the type of food and beverage you sell. This also goes for where you get your supplies from. They all have to be approved by corporate headquarters. Even though there may be certain changes you want to make, some decisions are not up to you as a franchise owner. There's a playbook you need to follow for success. And if you like to experiment with flavors, product options, and suppliers, franchising might not be the right path for you. Getting started with a Dunkin' franchise has a huge amount that you'll need to initially invest in. As mentioned earlier, you'll need a net worth of more than $500,000 to qualify. This may cause you to have to go through finance programs or loans, and this will dampen your profit margins. Carefully consider the financial requirements before starting any franchise. In addition, Dunkin' doesn't have any official financial sponsors that help franchise owners. The most they can do is give referrals to lenders. And Dunkin' has a lot of competitors, just as much as anyone who's in the food business. This may or may not impact them more since they sell both donuts and coffee too. Starbucks, McDonald's, and Krispy Kreme are all tough competitors. There's also all of your smaller mom and pop shops that sell donuts and coffee. While independent donut shops don't have the brand awareness and marketing advantages of a multinational company like Dunkin', independent donut shops can get started for a fraction of this initial investment since there's no franchise fees or ongoing marketing costs. So the main challenges basically are a large amount of money needed for the initial investment, huge competition in the market, and strict guidelines that you must follow. So, is Dunkin' right for you? That's a question. Starting a franchise takes a big investment, but it's not just in money and finance. You'll be living and breathing the Dunkin' brand as you approach opening the business. Understanding the day-to-day operations of the business, the products, hiring and building out a supportive team is time-intensive and will require some growing pains if it's your first time going through the process. There are some skills and experiences that will give you an advantage starting out. For instance, the ideal franchise owner of a Dunkin' store should have prior management experience or a store owner. Individuals who have worked in the food or customer service industry will have a better understanding of the foundation of what it takes to run a restaurant or a coffee shop. Franchisees should be patient and willing to follow the operations plan outlined by corporate. The ideal franchisee will be open to learning accounting, team building, customer service, management, and leadership. An overall learning mindset will be beneficial to anyone getting into the franchise game. So, how would you like to earn $10,000 a month without having to invest six figures or 60 hours a week? You can make this kind of money online with zero overhead, and I've given you a link below to see how. So, have a great day. This is Boomer Life out. See you next time.